Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right, we good. What's up, Insane? How's it going? All right, we good. What's up, Insane? How's it going? I'm working on this page. I realized I hadn't really shown any pages from the zombie runner. I realized I hadn't really shown any pages from the. I'm alright, Insane. Um, I kind of flopped on that last video. I messed up the thumbnail. Uh, the manga in the hood. What's up, Edgar? I dropped manga in the hood too, and I wanted to do a thumbnail with a different character on it, and the picture I put had a black background, and apparently that doesn't do well on the thumbnails. So they ran the video up. They gave it like 6,000 impressions, like in like 10 minutes, and it didn't get any clicks on it. It got like 20 clicks, and then I changed the thumbnail back to like a lighter one, and then people started clicking on it more. But by that point, it was like I had missed the first wave. They'll probably give me another big wave of impressions, like maybe later today or tomorrow. Cause the first video, the manga in the hood, didn't really go big until like after 3 or 4 days. So I already did the tones on the main character. I still have to do her hair and the background. She's like in a park. What was y'all talking about on Discord? It was too much. I took, I stepped out to make that video and I came back. There's hella messages talking about all type of random stuff. But a lot of people joined it yesterday too. So what's up? Meme channel? Oh, okay. I'm on the Discord now. They saying we need a meme channel because the general chat is wild. Uh, we could make a meme channel. I like drawing memes. I made a new channel, Memers Parade, for any type of meme stuff. Time to. Is Devin in here? No. That's what's up. The VC is the virtual chat, the voice chat. I mean. There's a dope sketch in here. Hey, yo, Adrian has a sick character. Just scrolling in Discord for a little bit while I drink my coffee. Um, I saw Devin posted a piece. He said he was gonna color it later. I wanted to see that. I gotta scroll through all these damn memes. All right, let's get into it. Let's start drawing. It's part of her character. She's like a marathon runner. The whole story, she's just running. So it's kind of why she's built like that. She's mad skinny in this page. I don't know. I was messing around with it last night, like messing with her proportions. And she's dumb skinny. This page makes her look super skinny. She's always skinny, but like other pages, she's not as skinny. Well, I guess she is. She's always skinny. But this page is like extra skinny. I think all the vertical lines behind her make her look even more skinnier. Let me see. Maybe I could play around with that. No, I'm gonna just leave it. She's gonna be a skinny one. Yeah, she's tall as shit. Was we just talking about tall girls? So these are the. At first, I was just gonna release chapters that were like 5 pages long, but I figured that's not enough. So this was gonna be the second chapter, but I'm just gonna finish it and drop it with the first when I drop everything else with the first 4 or 5 pages. I have to look how I did her hair. Hold on a second. Where's the window? I thought I drew the window break in. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that page where she's flying out the window is supposed to be. That was supposed to be like the ending splash page, but then I decided to do a couple more pages. The ending splash page is actually gonna be when the zombies are revealed. What's up, Jackson? How are you? My IG's on my okay, I'll just put it in the chat. We also have a Discord, Jackson. We got a lot of comic artists in the Discord if you want to join that and post a link to your comic in there. There's a comics only channel in the Discord. It's on the Discord's on our community posts. Um, Honestly, that would probably be easier. I check the Discord a little bit more. I don't really check my Instagram DMs that much because I get a lot of spam. I'll add the Discord link on here if you want to join. Yeah, do I gotta do some moderating in this joint real quick before I start promoting it more? I don't know. I'm thinking of just sending people to the comics one. If they just want to talk about comics, just go to the comics only channel. If you're just here for the comics. There's comics and there's I just started the collab channel, so if anyone's looking for like a writer or an artist or any type of collaboration for a project, they can hop on there. I'm not really doing collaborations at the moment because I've got enough on my plate. But you know what? Somebody hit me on Instagram about working on a comic. They were right. If you're a writer and you want a comic artist to work on something with you, you gotta have a script ready. If you don't have a script to ship, it's not really like much of a point in talking to artists yet, because I don't know. Artists, we try to. If an artist is gonna want to do a comic with you, they're gonna want to see the script, and they're either gonna be amazed by the script and want to be involved with the story, or you gotta offer them some money. But either way, the comic artist can't really get started until the script's there. Yeah, I'm not that good with script writing. I kind of need to be able to visualize the characters to write the dialogue. I basically do all my script writing when I do my thumbnails. And what I do is I write the plot, I write the basic plot points out, and then I figure out the dialogue and the thumbnails. That's the benefit of drawing your own comics. You don't really have to write a script. Usually I don't even render her hair, but this is like this is a money shot. I gotta do her hair. Yeah, I wouldn't want to. I honestly wouldn't want to draw a comic for someone who dictates every panel. That's so annoying. Because that's like a big part of what the comic artist skill is knowing how to paste the panels, and if you're telling me everything I gotta do with every panel, it's like, when do I get to have fun? I've read some scripts like that. I don't know. Sometimes I read like Marvel books or DC books that seem like the artist is like not that experienced with comics. They just know how to draw. You know, they know anatomy and how to ink, or how not even how to ink, just how to draw superheroes. And sometimes you can see it with like the pacing and the composition. There's a lot of comic artists that if you didn't tell them what to write in every panel, they just put titties in every panel, titties and muscles, and like like Mark Silvestri. If you're Mark Silvestri, you could do it because he's freaking amazing. He could do whatever he wants, but it don't really. Sometimes it sells sometimes if you know how to draw that stuff well. But a lot of people draw. A lot of people can't draw that type of thing. A lot of drawings of titties look like they're fake, and those ones don't sell. At least they don't sell for because of the. But yeah, like Mark Silvestri. Uh, who else is? What's his name? J. Scott Campbell. Like J. Scott Campbell really got his whole career off drawing babes. He's so good at drawing. But it gets weird though when all the females you draw are like complete babes, and then you do a story about a teenage superhero team where they're like 14 and 16, and you're drawing all these teenagers with all these kids. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep it age appropriate for the character. That's when I stop messing with artists, is when they start drawing kids like in a weird way. It happens with American artists and Japanese artists. Sometimes I felt that weirdness with the Ultimates. It's like with the Ultimate Marvels. It's like all these people supposed to be in high school, and you drawing them like grown folks. It's like, is this how you see high schoolers? If it is, that's a problem. And Japan got their own whole problem with that. It's not as blatant in America. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They do. But live action is different because the director doesn't have control, like, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I felt about Euphoria. I didn't like Euphoria because it just made me feel weird. I'm a grown man watching these high schoolers do all this like just adult stuff. Like I didn't enjoy that. I did not enjoy that experience. Every time I would be like about to get into the show, I remember they're in high school, and it's like, oh, why am I watching this? If you're in high school, or for maybe you're fresh out of high school, it probably wouldn't register to you as being that weird. But it is weird. It's really weird, and it's weird that that show blew up, and no, like people barely talked about. Everyone's like, oh, but it's real. It's real. This is really what high school's like. It's not like that for everybody. High school is not like that. All the ways high school's portrayed on TV and movies, it's really not like that for everybody. But a lot of people go into high school trying to make their experience seem with like expectations that they have from TV and movies, and then it's just like a weird cycle. Cycle. I don't know about this hair. I'm not liking the way it's going so far. I think we'll have one coming out the side. She was in the dorm drawing. Yeah, that's the weird part is that there's adult like what adult that's acting like a child like they don't ever think like yo maybe we should be portraying a high school experience like this, but I mean it must have hit home with a lot of people like a lot of people must have really related to it because it was really successful. So I can't knock it too much because people did want to see that story. But I don't know. I feel like they could have just as easily made that story about college students. Yeah, this hair is busting my ass right now. I think that's good. Is Jackson, you still in here? What type of comic you working on? Are you still in here? I meant to ask you that. Right. Like college is basic. It's almost the same age, but it's just like I don't know. Then they could have played on that theme of like adults and children because when you're in college that's where the lines blurred because you get 17-year-olds in college, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and then some of the characters would have still been under 18, and then they could have like played on that theme of like when do you become an adult, when is this stuff, but if nobody's an adult it's just like none of the characters were doing the normal stuff that me or my friends were doing at that age, like thinking about the future, trying to get ready to be an adult, thinking about college, trying to figure out like I don't know. Like we all did some of that stuff, but that none of our lives was completely just drugs and sex. Like that wasn't what life was like. I grew up in the city, like in a bad area, and nobody's like, I don't know. And it's like there's mad parents in the movie or in the show, but all the kids act like they don't have parents. Except that one dude who doesn't, who's like got his grandma. What's up, Devin? It's true, Frothy. It's gotta be dark. How did you ever color that drawing, Devin? I was just checking up on the Discord a minute ago. There's so many there's so much going on in there. I don't know if you posted it and I couldn't find it. I made a meme channel, Devin, just for all the meme stuff. I think I'm thinking too hard about this hair. I mean, Dragon Ball Z did sell, and that was a very positive show overall. Oh, nice. Based on your environment, is it a is it like a shonen manga? Okay, I see, Devin. This is the Zed Runner comic. I didn't really post any of the like actual pages, so I figured I'll work on some on stream, just so people can see. Because originally I was gonna do 5 page chapters, and then for some of the stories, the 5 pages wasn't enough to really like get people into it. So then I'm adding another 5 pages, so it could be 10 pages. Cause this was gonna be the ending splash page, but then I added a couple more. Yeah, I mean, some of my manga is pretty negative. Like my Op v Op comic is like just about two guys that just keep trying to kill each other, and it's kind of sad because there's actually a problem that we have in black community is violence and gun violence at least. So I'm trying not to make it like all funny. I want to like have some real points in the comic that kind of make people think instead of just laughing at gun violence. But it probably will come off like that. think that's good. Yeah. I don't necessarily have a specific story I need to tell. It's just kind of like a whole bunch of them, and I gotta get one of them out because they're piling up, and it's I'm losing the stories. The more every time I have a new idea for a story, I'm losing the oldest one, and I need to start getting them out before I lose them. I could do some shading here. Do you have a journal or a recorder? What do you mean recorder? Like voice notes? Let's do these simply. I was trying to draw the braids in a way that would be easy to draw. She's gonna go through like a couple upgrades. First big upgrade is when she gets the handcuffs off. She'll be way faster. And then she'll get a hair tie, keep her hair back. She doesn't really need a hair tie though, cause it's braided. The way it's cornrowed, it's like already in the back of her head. Maybe that's not the next upgrade. I haven't written that much story for this one. This isn't really a plot heavy comic. It's mainly just non-stop action. I kind of made this idea just so I could like practice doing action scenes. every day. Usually, I try to keep the live streams to the weekends, but I've been streaming like every day lately. But usually it's on the weekends around 7. And if I stream on the weekdays, it's around the same time, like 5 p.m., 7 p.m. But for now, I'm streaming every day, every day. Herbo, when you stream for fun? Every day. Y'all see how I be kinda like, I kinda don't draw the hands, but I kinda do draw them. I just give enough so you can know I can draw a hand. But I try to do the hands with as little lines as possible. In bigger scenes where there's a lot more going on. I kind of use the same rule as like drawing a face, where like the more lines you do, the older they look. I think we done for hair. Y'all going crazy in the Discord. What y'all talking about? Jeez. Monster's a good one. I don't know if I finished that yet. I think I did finish it, and when I was in college, I finished it. And Hunter. I've been meaning to catch up on Hunter x Hunter, but like it had been so long, I forgot the whole Succession arc. I forgot what was going on, because they had introduced all these new characters before they went on hiatus. So then I tried to like watch some videos to catch up or to remind me what happened, and they ended up spoiling all the new chapter releases. And so I don't know. It's hard to read it now. Mm. Yeah, Hunter x Hunter is pretty long. That's like I think Hunter x Hunter, Bleach are the only. Those are the only shonen manga I've like, or the only long shonen manga that I've read all of them. Maybe Dragon Ball Z. I definitely read all of Dragon Ball. I don't know about Dragon Ball Z. At one point, I had read all of Hajime no Ippo, which is That's not really a shonen though. It's kind of shonen. If you count Baki too, I've been read Baki. I've been keeping up with Baki. The main ones I keep up with now are Kingdom and Vinland Saga. I don't. I'm not up to date right now, but every once like every other month or every 2 months, I'll check up on them and catch up. Those are like the two I've been reading since high school. Whenever I started reading them. No, not Demon Slayer. Vin Vinland Saga. It's like a Viking one. I read some of Demon Slayer. Mm. It actually looks pretty good. It's not bad. Not bad. Alright, now I gotta do the backgrounds. What's up, Tyler? I think I'm gonna do another layer for the background this time. Oh. Let me put this music on. Alright, I'll see you later, Tyler. Sorry, this is the hard part for me, the background. And I feel like the park looks too small. She's like bigger than the park. I think I need to adjust that. Yeah, like that. Bye bye. take this hoodie off. Hold on a second, I gotta do something. Guess I'll start with the building. Whoa. I was gonna say, Devin, if you need help with like any of your animations, we could trade. If you help me edit some videos, I don't know if you edit videos, but I'm not sure how we would do that, but we could figure something out. And I could do like backgrounds for you or something. Cause right now I have a bunch of footage of like reaction videos. I did a reaction to like an AI video. I don't think I can release that one. It's kind of too late. Um, Damn. We got catfish by the pen. Where's my ruler? That's the one thing they really had. Like, you have rulers on Clip Studio, but they're not as good as real rulers. In some ways, they're better, but like actually measuring stuff, it's hard to actually measure stuff in Clip Studio. The rulers don't do that. All right, Devin. I gotta go through my footage and like see what we could do. Um, Maybe I'll let you know about it probably um, closer to the middle of the week or the end of the week. Um, like I could send you some live streams that you could just like speed ramp them and cut out all the parts where I'm not drawing, take the audio off and whatnot. I try to make uh, I try to make my time lapse shorts like 14 seconds. it's not. It don't take that long to do the shorts. The shorts are pretty easy to put together. Um, but then I'd be able to focus on the longer videos, editing those. I got an actual ruler out right now, and I'm using it on the screen to measure these. I'm gonna do 1 centimeter. And I owe you one if you ain't got nothing you need help with right now. I'm okay with animating. Like I can do keyframes for characters. Um, but you know, if you need help with that. Hey man, what you doing? Alright, I got you, Devin. I gotta take a dump. What's that morning coffee dump? Alright. Wait, what? Wait a second. These don't look right. They don't look even. Oh, no, they're not bad. I need one more though. There we go. line's probably gonna make her look even taller. I know I could have such a quicker workflow if I just used the selection tool more. I'm not ready for that upgrade. I like drawing everything. It's cheating. Yeah, but when you watch people who use the selection tool a lot, they work so fast. Especially once you're like doing the toning and stuff. But also like my line work, I have a lot of open space in my line work all the time. So it never really works how I plan it to work, and it always just fills the whole page, and I haven't messed with the settings enough to like figure out how to get it to work with my line work. But yeah, I feel like there's mad stuff that's cheating that I don't like to do. I hate when I have to like transform stuff. So I feel like, oh, I should have just drawn it right. This is supposed to be the building that she just came out of. What's up, Chrome? Yeah, it's not really cheating. I don't even believe in cheating with art. But I do believe in cheating yourself. You know, you could take shortcuts, but you gotta know at the end of the day you're shortcutting yourself. Because when you do things the long way, it makes your skill better until you keep doing them the long way. You know, the learning curve is hard, but it makes you faster at it if you keep at it. Like inking traditionally is so difficult and so hard at first, but once you get good at it, it becomes so easy. Like you can just put the lines down and not trip about it. You can kind of just do it on autopilot. And You could learn it gets like that digitally too, but I think you don't really get to be so autopilot when you learn digitally to ink because you always can undo. You can always like you always can fix it. So those mistakes you make, they don't stick with you and you don't learn as much from them. Whereas when you're inking on paper and you mess up, it really hurts. Like it hurts a lot more than if you were working digitally, and you know it ingrains those mistakes and you learn from them. But yeah, definitely use whatever tools you need. You know, it's about getting the image that you saw in your mind's eye. But like, say you're using 3D models to pose every single character without even trying to draw them first, you're never going to learn how to draw figures. If you know, but you gotta do what you gotta do. If you're drawing a character over and over and they're still not looking right, and then you have to get the 3D model in, then it'll help you to figure out what you were doing wrong and whatnot. So I always encourage people to try it the hard way first before they take the shortcut. Because sometimes doing it the hard way, you'll end up with a better result. And every time you'll always learn more. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking a picture or finding a picture for your background and just compositing it in. But just know you're not learning how to draw backgrounds when you do that. So the next background you have to do, it's going to be harder to draw, and you're going to be more likely to just want to take a picture and put it in there again. But all of these things are things I do. Like I use 3D models when I need to. I use whatever I need to. But in terms of backgrounds, I always try to draw the first background in a scene, and then I'll find reference for other shots. You didn't really miss anything insane. We were talking about shortcuts, and I was just saying that you could take all the shortcuts you want. Um, we all gotta take them sometimes, but just remember when you're taking a shortcut, you're shortcutting yourself and your skill level. Because at the end of the day, every drawing you make is kind of a training for you. It's supposed to. It can be a. Excuse me. Every drawing can be a learning experience, especially when you're doing things the hard way. It all depends on what your purpose is. Like, are you focused on production? Are you focused on efficiency? Do you have a deadline? Are you doing this for fun? But I think it's fun to incorporate like all different types of things into your workflow, like pictures and like I take pictures of my city whenever I'm outside, and I have like a little database of pictures I'll use for backgrounds. Um, but I'll like do an overlay drawing on them and try to stylize them a little bit. Um, but I also have like a database of like graffiti tags and throw ups and stuff so that I can just throw those on buildings without having to draw all that stuff. And it makes it like it adds another layer of depth because they're actual tags from my city, and my stories take place. A lot of them take place in my city, so it adds that other layer of intrigue. Maybe a writer will pick it up and see their tag in my comic. This is a pen I made. It just has like a texture on it that breaks the line up. Kind of just breaks the line randomly. Sometimes I use it to fill, like to make this like sketchy like fill. I don't know why the texture is supposed to be a little bit smaller. Pure Ref? What's that? I don't use that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like to encourage people to like take their own reference pictures because it's kind of different than looking it up. And when you actually go to like a building and see it in person, you can take the picture, but because you saw it in person, it's kind of like it's in your head, so you might not even need the reference photo. And it's lit when you live in like a cool area that's got neat architecture. I think I'm gonna make this whole background black. At least up here. What is Pure Ref? Pull in reference images from everywhere, and it's like a huge canvas. Oh. Oh, I've seen people use that before on YouTube. Yeah, what I usually do when I have a lot of references, I try to internalize it. Like I'll do a bunch of little sketches so that I can like internalize the reference. Because once I start my drawing process, the more references I have to look at, the more heavily they influence my work in like in an unconscious way. And I like to use reference consciously. Especially for comics, like for illustration pieces, I'd have more reference, but for comics, it's already so many drawings that if I have to look at reference too, it's gonna take forever. If I have to look at more than like one or two pictures of reference, if I can't just put them right there on the page that I'm working on. So I gotta select this. Yeah, just do a different, another layer. I was wondering what that software was. I would probably use that when I learn. I want to learn 3D modeling once I get some of these comics up off the ground. I could use Blender a little bit. Like I've done a couple like faces on Blender, but I want to get better at it. I would probably use it for that because you need reference from all different angles and stuff. That's the thing. It's tough to do digitally because the freaking pen has like a little teeny millimeter of leeway. So when I start doing this quick hatching, it always puts the little tail on the lines because it's a register and a little bit before. It's just me. Excuse me. Yeah. Huion just released a new pen though. They released a pen that's supposed to have a much a harder tip that has way less like give. It's like a felt tip that has more friction too. They released two new pens actually. They got a double-sided pen. Oh, what time is it? Oh, I'm gonna get off of here at 3. I don't know what that means. Insane. All these spam calls, leave me alone. That's why I hate the elections. They just keep calling you. Oh, bless you in Hungarian. Mm. I was. Oh shit. I I think Osit is how you say bless you in Danish. Sindig, Sindig. Prosit. Yeah, it is Prosit. Google always gives you some random stuff. Google Translate. I had to go to Reddit to find it. It's Prosit. I'm trying to figure out if I can get any work in LA. I'm gonna be in LA at the end of the year. I'm trying to see about the unions out there, if I could get like set designing work or something. And then while I'm out there, I want to promote the comics. I'm trying to build a little traction with the comics, build a little audience. Hopefully, people enjoy them. And then I'll have some evidence of success, take out when I'm in Hollywood, and try and maybe, I don't know, make some type of deals. Get optioned for a movie or something. Because if I get optioned for a movie off of one story, I could chill for like a year and just make more stories. It'll be up from there. But to get optioned, they need to see some type of success with your comic. You need to see that it actually goes. People actually read it. Something's not right with this background. Oh, there we go. There we go. Thinking I'm gonna do stippling in the smoke. But let me show y'all my smoke technique I figured out on when I was doing what's in the bag. I get the eraser, I make it pretty small, like a 5 or 4, and then I do that zigzag thing on the lines inside the smoke. You have to be careful with like selling your rights and stuff. Yeah, I'll definitely look for some type of agent that I trust. I have some family that's in the industry, so I kind of, they can kind of look out for me and point me in the right direction in terms of agents. So I start out loose. Then we get tighter. Until the line fades away. Like that. Yeah. I don't know. All I could do is do my research and due diligence and read every contract twice. I mean, at the end of the day, if my comics have monthly readership, I have all the leverage. I don't need to be optioned for a movie. It's not like that's my main goal or anything. But I feel like Hollywood is in a drought. Hollywood has like, yeah, you're right though. You're right. I probably don't even want to be showing my stories to nobody out there, honestly. For real. Now that I think about it, like the freaking Matrix, they stole that from someone in prison. But the way I feel is like I'm trying to cast a broad net. I've got four stories or three stories. The other one's like a gag one. But if I could prove that I could produce these interesting stories and I got more in the bag, that's kind of incentive not to screw me over because Hollywood is in a drought of original stories. They don't have no original IPs. Everything is played out and derivative. So if I can prove like not that I'm like on a Tarantino level or anything like that, but like I have that uniqueness of that my stories are original, they're unique and they're interesting. You know, you could steal one story from me, but I got 20 in the chamber. There's stories that I've written and started working on, and I had to stop because Netflix or somebody made a show that's like the exact same concept, and I was like, see, if I would have got this out earlier, it would have been better. But they got it out first, so I can't even continue with this concept. I had a story that me and my friend wrote. It was about a webcam model who was a kickboxer during the day. She was about to enter her debut fight, but you know, to afford her training and her lifestyle, she did cam modeling at night, and it was just about her trying to balance these two lifestyles. And you know, the one lifestyle as a fighter is like there's kind of fame to be had in both lifestyles, but there's only one that she really wants to pursue, and the other one is just out of necessity, and they just clash. She's got like lurkers and stalkers. It was kind of inspired by Perfect Blue. But I did the first like 4 pages for that, and then they came out with that show. And it was like in a future environment. It was like slightly future, like a decade or 2 decades from now. So the webcamming was different. Like everyone wore VR sets, and they had this orb technology that emitted holograms and stuff. So it wasn't the same type of webcam thing that we're doing now. I was working on this in like 2019. Perfect Blue is about like a Japanese music idol who decides to switch to becoming an actor, and it's just like a thriller. She's got this stalker who's like a serial killer and all her fans were just mad that she switched from being an idol to being a actress, and the themes are just about the parasocial relationships that celebrities have and that people can have through the internet, which I thought was really interesting. I need to darken this. It's a milli pen. Who did Perfect Blue? Perfect Blue was Satoshi Kon. He did Paprika and he did Paranoia Agent. I think I believe that was Satoshi Kon. He yeah, that was like one of his first films. It's very dark. It's very edgy. It's pretty scary. Uh trigger warning, there's a pretty bad essay scene. If you're sensitive to that type of stuff, I wouldn't watch it. It's technically a horror and a psychological thriller. It's a movie. It's a OVA, I think. But yeah, I haven't been watching anything. I've been watching stuff on Tubi. Been finding some good like 80s and 90s anime that aren't too good that I have to pay attention. I could still draw. Yeah, it's not even a real scene. It's like a she's because she's an actor, she has to act out this scene. But it's still traumatic for her, even though she's acting a scene. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not sensationalized. It's really scary. It's supposed to be like scary as heck, but it's not like a repetitive thing. It's just like one scene. But I know a lot of people don't take kindly to that stuff. Yeah, as long as it's not sensationalized or humorized. I feel like a lot of times they are making humor about this type of stuff. Like essay between two men is always made into like a joke, which is not really funny. It's not a funny thing. Like Cat Williams said, it's just not that funny. I think I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's tricky. It's easier to just like steer away from them, but at the same time, it's part of the human experience. And for a lot of people, traumatic experiences are very formative. You know, it's like, I don't know. I was talking to a friend the other night about, they had brought up some writer who writes about like toxic relationships, and we were talking about it, and we were all thinking they were talking about like toxic romantic relationships, but the writer, she was talking about like only writes about maternal figures and maternal relationships. This writer, Jamaican Kincaid, and because she had a very toxic experience with her mom, so that traumatic experience basically informed her entire writing career, and all she wrote about was like all of her writing was themes of like mothers and for a lot of people that's like the arts and humanities is their only way of like coming to terms with stuff like that. But now it's like, I don't know, people are pretty nervous to address tricky topics like that. It's so easy to get canceled. Yeah. There's definitely a line. I'm getting lost in the sauce right now. Forgot. There's all these lines on the page. Really getting lost. Can't wait till I get a bigger monitor, bigger graphics monitor. What are you mostly? Are you mostly speaking Hungarian? Insane. It's nice to have people to chat to while I work. It was driving me crazy the first like week and a half I was streaming. There was just nobody in any of my streams, and I didn't really know how to stream, so I'll be streaming for an hour and then somebody would pop in, but I would be too locked in on drawing, and I didn't know where to put the chat so I could see it. So I missed what people said, and then they would just leave, and I'd get mad. I got a good workflow going now. I think we're looking pretty good. Yeah, you gotta keep speaking it before you forget. I almost was bilingual, but then when I moved, I didn't have anybody to speak Wolof to, so I started to forget it. I still know a little bit of it, but like I can't speak it like conversationally anymore. I just know like phrases here and there. I low key want to do the exacto knife method for the clothes. Wait. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate it. It's late where you are. You see? project. Oh yeah, it's a lot later than it is here. I'll be right back. I gotta use the bath. See you, Tyler. Maybe not. See you, Tyler. Yeah, it's coming along. I think it'll look a lot. It'll look. It'll all come together once I do the foreground. Maybe I will. I'll do another building right there. So building right here. And then we'll do a dark tone. I think that's too dark. I don't like this either. Doing an introduction illustration of my main characters, and I'm on the third pass. Still not right enough yet. Yeah, sometimes it takes a lot of tries. Sometimes you do a bunch of passes and it still doesn't work. You gotta put it down and come back later. Sometimes it's like that. I think I'm about ready to sign off. Got some business to take care of. Control S for save. All right, y'all. Hello? Uh, I'm about to sign out. This is a decent stream. Thanks everybody for joining me. Um, Currently I'm just streaming as much as I can. Whenever I'm working and I'm not watching something on the monitor, I'll just hop on stream. Um, but I might be going back to my real job soon, so might not be streaming as much. We'll see how it goes. But I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. Have a good week. And peace out. Stay up, stay creative.